Hi, I'm Toffer and welcome as always to my spare room. I've been doing quite a few different videos about different types of video games and things like that. I kind of wanted to keep in that vein but do something a little bit different. This is quite painful. Today I want to talk about my top 5 video game movies. This is going to be interesting. Now, video game adaptations kicked off really with Super Mario Bros. In 1993. This was the beginning of the adaptation surge. It started off with fighting games, mostly with your Double Dragon, Street Fighters, Mortal Kombat, leading more into your action-orientated Wing Commanders, Lara Croft Tomb Raider, Resident Evils, and progressing further from there. Now, for the most part, video game adaptations have been shockingly bad. There's only a few in there that I think most fans would say have been reasonable, but for the most part they have been awful. In my opinion though, there have been some pretty good ones that I've personally enjoyed, and I'd like to talk about them now. Like with all adaptations, you're always going to get a difference between original and the adaptation. One of the biggest changes they did with Silent Hill was replacing the protagonist. In the game, it was Harry Mason. In the film, they replaced that with Rose. Personally, I felt this worked a little bit better. The maternal instincts of Rose seemed to really put more of an emphasis into the desire to find her daughter than it did in the game. Like with most games though, it was really rare that you saw a female protagonist in a video game. Now, I enjoyed the Silent Hill film. Is it amazing? No, but it's fun. It knows what it is, and it's trying to take the original concept and make it into a film. And I think they did a good job on it. It feels like you're in the other world when they go into those sections. Yes, they brought in a few aspects from some of the later games with the likes of Pyramid Head and with the nurses, but it worked for the film. And I just enjoyed it. I thought they did a cracking job. Now, the Mortal Kombat film, while not being a perfect title, at least was fun, it was entertaining, and unlike the Street Fighter film, actually had fights in it. It showed off a lot of the special moves that a lot of the characters pulled off, and it felt like a movie. The less we say about the sequels, the better, but I just enjoyed this film. And the soundtrack, everyone remembers that soundtrack. Now, continuing on with what you're going to hear me say quite repeatedly in this, the Sonic the Hedgehog film was fun. It's just entertaining, it's stupid, it's silly, it's thankfully not that. Ugh. But it's a blue hedgehog running around when they let him. He's upbeat, he's bouncy, he's just the Sonic I wanted him to be, and it was a thoroughly enjoyable film. They did a brilliant job on this, and I just can't wait for the sequel. We know it's coming, and it just has to. Now, I've not seen a lot of the other Pokemon films. There probably are others that kind of fit in with the game series quite well, but let's be fair, most of them are following on from the TV series, so it kind of more is continuation of that rather than an adaptation of the games. Pokemon Detective Pikachu was an adaptation of the Detective Pikachu game. I've not played the game, but there is just something about Detective Pikachu the film that I enjoy. You're getting to see a lot of Pokemon in a live action way that you've never seen before, and it just works. I'd love to see a sequel to this game, and I'd love to see the original game adapted into a film in this kind of style. I just think it'd work. And now for some dishonourable mentions. Yeah. Oh God, some of these are so painful. Ugh. Now for a few honourable mentions. Now some of these films aren't the greatest on earth, but they were still entertaining for what they were. So, my number one pick. Yep, it's Street Fighter, the animated movie. This is one of my all-time favourite films. They have taken the original concept of the game and they've turned it into a film. Now, one of the reasons why this works so well is because they've gone with animation. They can get away with the more ridiculous special moves and it works within the world. If you watch the original Street Fighter film with Jean-Claude Van Damme, how would you pull off a sonic boom or not have it feel ridiculous? It was stupid enough in that film when Guile pulls off a flash kick. That looked stupid. Whereas in this, because it's animated, seeing Guile pull off a sonic boom, seeing Ryu create the scar on Sagat with that amazing Dragon Punch, yeah, this film is what you want in an adaptation. I have seen it so many times, I am entertained each and every time. Thanks very much for watching my video today. If you'd like to subscribe, the button's around here somewhere, and over on this side is potentially some more videos that if you want to watch, they're there for you. But yeah, thanks very much. See you next time.